Greetings, and welcome to this introductory overview of MadLearn. First, visit the MadLearn website at madlearn.com. Look for the Login button and enter the information that you've been given for your account. Once you're logged in, you'll see the MadLearn dashboard. The 7 buttons allow you to maneuver through the app building process in various ways, as well as access curriculum resources and manage your student accounts. You can start the app building process by creating an idea board, by creating a mind map, or even start the process by getting right into the platform. Curriculum resources can be accessed by clicking the Curriculum button on the dashboard. As a teacher, you can manage student accounts by clicking the User Management button. There is a separate tutorial about how to set up student accounts, whether you're adding a class, a whole school, or just a new student. Finally, the Support button, the last button on the dashboard, gives you opportunities to get help when it's needed. You can submit a ticket for quick answers to issues that occur during the course of the project. You can also get general information about how the platform works at various levels by accessing the online help page. This knowledge base contains several articles that provide detailed tutorials about how to operate different elements of the app building process. Before looking at some of the basics involved in building an app, let's look at the curriculum resources. Clicking on the Resources button or Curriculum button reveals general information about each of the 8 modules in the MadLearn program, which emulate the engineering design process. You'll notice that for each lesson overview, there are 2 buttons. These link to the resources available to you in each of those lessons. You have the option to download all of the resources at once by clicking the blue button, or you can view them individually before downloading them by clicking the green button. While all of the modules or lessons have a series of unique resources that can be used before, during, or after each lesson, 3 are important to you to explore as you get started with the project. The lesson plans review the objectives, materials needed, and procedures for each lesson. Each module includes a rubric with a scoring system based on formative assessment-based criteria. The presentation slide decks that are available are the key to delivering the program to your students. Each of these PowerPoint presentations is divided into 2 parts. The first is instructional, the second being hands-on. It's highly recommended as you begin working with the program that you download each of the lesson plans and the presentation slide decks. Now, let's look at the app building process itself. Idea boards are a good way to get started. They can be used in brainstorming sessions to record and organize student ideas. Idea boards can have other uses as well, including the recording and organizing of research materials that a student gathers. To create your first idea board, simply click the green button. The process is very simple, and we invite you to experiment with it. All mobile apps start with a thoughtful planning process. In app development, it starts with the construction of a mind map, as these inform both the content development and functionality of an app. To create a mind map within the platform, click the button and select Mind Maps Created by Me. Again, clicking the green button invites you to create your first mind map. After giving your app a name, you'll enter the mind mapping field, starting with the central idea or app topic. Clicking on that will allow you to build the mind map from the start. If, For example, you were creating an app about yourself, you could just type the word "me" in that box. Clicking and dragging the plus symbol allows you to build the map outward and add subtopics and content. The mind map can be edited and saved from here. You can also enter the next phase of the app building process. If you have created the mind map outside of the platform, you can also enter the platform directly by way of the App List option. Select the green button to begin. Here, you are invited to start creating an app by setting the parameters. Only the name is required, but you can add information such as descriptions, tags, and collaborators as well. Notice the prompts that are available to help you through this process. Click the green Next button to move into the first phase. You'll see the familiar mind map field, but you'll also see it as the first of a three-phase process: mind map, edit design, and edit content. To bypass the mind map phase, just click the Save and Next button in the lower right-hand corner twice to move into the design phase. This phase is subdivided into three parts: themes, images, and layout. Temporarily, select one of the templates that are provided to move on to the next part. The Images subroutine shows the different kinds of backgrounds, logo, and app icon that can be created. All of these are detailed in a tutorial about image creation. You'll notice that background images can be created for three different types of devices. These include iOS phones, Android phones, and tablets. Follow the guidelines driven by resolution sets for each of the images that you want to use. You can keep the default templates, select images from a source like Google Images, or create your own unique images. Check the knowledge base for information about using third-party online resources such as coollogo.com and pixlr.com to further customize these background and other images. Once your images are created and stored on your computer or cloud-based drive, they can be easily uploaded with a simple click of the plus button. Next, you can move on to the third subroutine under Design, which is Layout. Here, you can decide which type of buttons you'd like to use on the home screen. The choice includes basic listing buttons, floating icons, rectangular and circular buttons. When you've finished with this phase, click the Save and Next button in the lower right to move on to the content phase. Building content is easy and engaging, and there are tutorials that describe how each of the different templates performs. It starts with three default screens: Splash, Home, and Click and Share screens. The home screen is the starting point and is the starting point for any informational app that's built. To edit a screen that already exists, click on the icon for that screen to bring it to the gray box in the center. Once it's here, it's ready to be edited. Each element in a given screen is edited independently from the rest of that screen. When on the home screen, you're given a default button labeled About. Clicking on that button will open an editor to the right. You can change the button text, the size of the button, the color of both text and button itself, and you can link it to a screen, but that's going to come later. You can even add an icon to the buttons that you create, and there are dozens to choose from. Click here to add a new button and edit it just as you might have the first one. Add other buttons to represent the first level of topics from the mind map and continue. When you've completed your work, click the Save button to move on. To add a new screen, click the button in the upper left and select from one of the many templates that exist under that button. Scroll through the templates to find the appropriate one for the information you want to convey. Then, click and drag that template into the gray box to begin the editing process. When creating a new screen, it's important to give it a name first. That name should coincide with the button that will be connected to that screen. HTML-based screens are common in this platform. The screens can be built using an HTML editor, which now appears to the right of the gray box. The screen's information can be customized and made dynamic by embedding links, media, and more. Notice the source code button. Clicking on this will open a window showing the HTML code that is associated with the work you've done in the editor. You can also use the source code window to edit or even build these HTML-based screens, of which there are 4. Many of the other templates used in the content building process are very easy to use. A brief look at some of them will confirm this. You can very simply add a link to a web URL, add a PDF, or even an RSS feed. You can add a photo gallery, video gallery, calendars, maps that are interactive, and more to the app that you're developing. Make the app interactive by adding a Contact Us form. Like the other templates, this can be customized to reflect whatever information you want to get from the end user. Once again, detailed tutorials for each of these templates is included in the knowledge base. It takes little practice to understand how they work. You can preview your app development progress by clicking the Preview button at the bottom. This will open a simulator to show the work that you've done so far. You'll notice that comments can be shared when it's opened as well. Now, about linking those home screen buttons to a screen. This is how it's done. Don't forget to link a screen you've created back to a button from either the home screen or an inner menu screen. Otherwise, the end user will have no access to that screen. Also, remember to save your work. The best way to preview an app is to view it on your own device, whether it be on a phone or a tablet. This can be done by clicking the button in the lower right. When the Proceed button is selected in the new window, a 9-digit code is randomly generated and appears at the bottom of the screen. Download the free Mad Store app onto your device, enter the code, and see your app on your own phone or tablet. Always remember to save your work and to click the refresh button after each update is performed before viewing your app on the Mad Store. This introductory overview should give you a good starting point as you begin to explore Mad Learn. Questions about any aspect of the program can be referred to the Mad Success team by emailing us at success@madlearn.com.